The best thing to do is to try to get involved with some cause. There's a lot of different issues that we have right now, whether it's in the environment. You know, we're trying to save our planet because our planet is under attack, as you know. So get involved with the environment, environmental movement. We know that right now we have a big issue on immigration, and that's one of the things that once you find out who your congressperson is, talk to them about immigration reform. One of the things we can do right now is, if you haven't done so already, you could pick up the phone and call your congressman and your U.S. senator and say, please vote for DACA, right? And when we talk about immigration, I just want to say this. When people cross the border without papers, it is not a crime. But they have made it a crime when people get deported. It is what they call a civil offense, right? It is not a criminal act. And so they have kind of made that a crime. You know why? To put more people in prison. Every single person that came to the United States from other countries got to become a citizen of the United States. So when people are asking for citizenship, you know what? It's always been like that in the United States of America. And so don't let people put you down or put your friends down because they're immigrants to the United States of America. This is a country of immigrants. And you if somebody tells you that, tell them, hey, your people came from somewhere, right? I said before, and when they would ask us, how did you organize the farm workers? We'd say, the one thing we do is just teach people they have power. Okay? Remember that. We have power, and the power is in our person, but we can't do anything alone. We have to get other people to help us. We have to end the racism in the United States. Do you agree with me? Yeah. The Native Americans, who were the first slaves, whose land we sit on, that we never thanked them or paid them back for the land that we took. You know? The African slaves that they brought to the United States, you know who built the White House and the Congress? African slaves built the White House and the Congress, right? And all of those buildings in Washington, D.C. And it was the immigrants that came from Mexico, from China, from Japan, from India, and the Philippines, and they're the ones that built the country, you know? But they don't teach us that in our school books, and so they don't teach it, so people don't know. And then our children of color, they always get treated like second-class citizens, right? So we have to start teaching that in all of our schools to get rid of the racism. And then we have to teach about what the contributions of labor unions are. Labor unions. How do we get the weekend? How do we get the 8-hour day? How do we get safety standards? How do we get public education? You know? Because working people in unions fought to get all of that for us. And the contributions of women, all right? Descendants, you know, people that started our human race, okay? So always remember that. Be proud of who you are, be proud of your language, and also be proud because you're a woman. And hey, all you women out there, what Coretta Scott King said, we will never have peace in the world until women take power. Just do it like the guys do it, pretend you know, and learn on the job. And I want you to remember this. I really want you to remember this, and remember that the only way that we can change things is by voting. That we have to go out there and vote. Get your parents to vote. If they're not citizens yet, get them to become citizens. Okay? Because voting is the only way that we can make the changes we're talking about. Getting rid of those laws that that they use to suspend children. Okay? Making sure we get immigration reform. Making sure that working people we're able to keep their labor unions, right? Because right now there's laws, and the Supreme Court this week is going to rule on a law that's going to hurt labor unions, you know? And labor unions are just people, workers that come together, that's their organization. That's what a labor union is.
Lord bless this food which we're about to receive. You see, there's things we don't know, and then there's things we believe. A chemical here, a chemical there, bam, equals another cancer cluster, but you think they give a damn about this brown man or the blue collar? They're just out for that almighty dollar. What they can sell to a consumer. Caution, the price could be a brain tumor. Wake up. The next message I bring from the valley floor of the San Joaquin. And what you didn't know has you saying, oh my gosh, but let me tell you, it won't wash. Good food from the good earth. don't make me laugh. That's like Mother Nature taking a toxic bath. And with the messed up system, they're able to put these products upon your dinner table. And then a farm worker, condition, critical. Now how them growers get permission is political. Poisonous where they work and they live in. Man, they spray the stuff upon pregnant women. And then the cancer-struck child can only ask why. They're killing meat in the process of a fruit fly. And then they spray it on the urban area. A need, a call, a cause for mass hysteria. Sickening, immoral this game be played. Imagine at the dinner table saying, honey, pass the raid. Now you know my aim and my plot, but I'm gonna tell you again, it won't wash. Cause parathion, malathion, they don't hear the brown voices crying. Whatever will be as long as it's a good crop. I heard stories of workers whom after 2 hours dropped dead, just trying to make a living. I said dead, just trying to make a living. Being given the least they could possibly be given. Toxins made to kill, and that's what they do. What makes you think that ain't gonna hurt you? To keep us quiet, they got messed up laws. Would I manipulate myself for my own cause? But the Creator's laws, I feel they're breaking me. Every holy book describes food as sacred. But every root, every grain, every leaf, contaminated, not to mention beef. And that industry's cover should be blown, pumping every animal with steroids and hormones. Open your eyes and your ears and have sight. Now I'm not judging, but we all know wrong from right. Personally, it makes me lose my appetite. But think about it before you take another bite. Amen.
Who's got the power?